What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today I want to talk to you about SoFi. I want to give you a good overview of some of the data points, technicals, and where I see things going in the short term. Before I get into any of that though, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate it. And with that, let's get right to it. So currently it is 1.85% in the green, a lot of volatility. So 806 is a low, did have a fairly good run to 843, and that is largely because of Powell. Well, I guess the downtrend is because of Powell. And as far as volume, so 13.77 million shares being traded, 23.7 is the average. So kind of normal for a Friday. At the time of doing this video, no actual news from the company. So no SEC filings, no press releases, nothing like that. And while I'm on here, if you're looking for a lot of good compiled information, such as obviously transcripts, even from the conferences that SoFi does participate in, take a look at Seeking Alpha Premium. I do have a 7-day free trial for you guys. So take advantage of that. One thing that I just wanted to mention, obviously that caused a lot of volatility, is good old Powell. So Powell did say that they intend to hold the rates at restricted levels until confident inflation is obviously moving where they want. So around the 2% or potentially lower. So definitely no rate hikes. But still, at the end of the day, I feel like this has already been factored into the stock price a long time ago, and I think a lot of people are starting to realize that. So this is why the market is starting to once again trend up higher. As far as data points, I'll start off with options. So $1.86 million in calls being purchased versus 840,000 in puts. So based on this information, people clearly do anticipate SoFi to trend higher. And similarly, if you are looking at a lot of the calls, and if you are optimistic and bullish, this is showing that based on the end of next week, so September the 1st, it should be around the $8 to $9 range. So kind of within range. But once again, if you can go back over here on the technicals, SoFi is just wedge bound between that 50 and 100-day moving average. So generally, I think nobody knows where SoFi is going to go right here. This is why you do see a little bit lower for volume. Similarly, if you look on what happened yesterday and today as well, just big money is not buying. So they're just more so taking a step back and just physically watching, because based on the technicals, I did say, looking here, so on the fib levels, it is trading between this S2 and this S1, which, as I have mentioned on previous videos, this S2 was the saving grace that kind of saved it from trending significantly lower. So $7.96 is a very strong support, and $8.87 is a very strong resistance, which coincidentally matches generally in this area. So once again, on a side note, the transition point between the lower to the higher percentile of the Bollinger Band is also at that 50-day moving average. So if SoFi is going to be trending into the $9 range once again, something definitely has to be good. So whether it be on the company specific or broader market, something good has to be causing it to go up. It's not just going to go up based on that. But generally speaking, looking at what SoFi has actually been doing, it's been very, very volatile over the last several days, which if you are one of those individuals that likes to do options activities or buy options, or whether it be covered calls or sell puts or whatever else, you can make a lot of money when there's a lot of volatility. So volatility is your friend, at least. So yeah, let me know you guys' thoughts on that as well. Do you think that it is going to be between that $8 and $9 range, kind of stay within level by the end of next week? Or do you think that there's going to be something substantial coming out? And what's your viewpoint on just big money taking a step back? Dark pool, oddly, there's been no transactions today over $100,000 today. Normally, there's quite a lot. So these are all the transactions that did occur yesterday and the day before. So once again, that's something that you need to just be aware of. Nothing crazy, might be something just people taking the day off. As far as shorts, so I'll bring up shorts because technically shorts love to use the dark pool. Short score is currently 56, utilization is 24.71%, and looking right here, shorts are returning 216,000 shares. So as I've said in the past, the way I interpret this information is them returning on a green day does anticipate that they feel that it's going to go up. So you kind of have both of those data points signaling that things might be going up. So the options activity and this. As far as cost to borrow is complete penny, so 0.82% is the average. 12.92% of the free float is being shorted, and as I've signaled over, I think almost a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I do feel that it does need to go down to around the 10% range. That's what I feel is justified, at least with SoFi and the growth and the risk and stuff like that. So that's just my own thoughts. And as far as overall, currently there's 104.13 million shares technically in SoFi, and that works out to be a grand total, roughly as an estimate, $847 million worth of shorts. So pretty substantial, but still, at the time of doing this video, I already mentioned there's no actual news, no actual new analyst ratings either though. So the last being JP Morgan 3 days ago, $10 price target, a hold rating, and Reginald does only have a 45% success rating, so still not necessarily the best, but JP Morgan is a pretty good competitor or direct competition to SoFi, so the fact that they are giving $10, I feel like that might be even very conservative, because based on the latest Morningstar report, it does show SoFi being at $14.50, the fair market value. So once again, let me know you guys' thoughts on SoFi in the comments below. One thing I just wanted to bring up that might lead to something, probably not anytime soon, but at least it's something. I've always said when a company isn't as transparent, obviously SoFi is to the fullest of their ability, but generally in the past, whenever I'm looking at a stock that is usually mute, you kind of want to look at their job listing. So SoFi just had a new job listing, Director of Insurance. And based on the wording right here, as what data-driven investing does signal, there might be something potentially coming as a result. So it does say that they're looking for someone with expertise in building the next scaled business line within SoFi, previous experience managing an insurance agency and or holding insurance licenses. So I think that SoFi still, no matter what, even though SoFi might go down to potentially 7, 6, or it might go up back down or go up to 10, I still do feel that SoFi is continuously working on their business behind the scenes all the time. And that is exactly what you want to look for in a long-term company, in a long-term investment, is them consistently just working on themselves, never settling. So SoFi, hands down, I'm always very impressed by them. And you never know, I think that one thing that might actually really help SoFi is if Anthony does buy at these levels, because he's definitely bought pretty significantly at the $4 range, $5 range, but nothing really higher. So I feel like if he does buy, for instance, at $8 right now, then that might show to investors that he even sees at $8, it is at a substantial discount. So once again, that's just my own thoughts on all of that. And like I mentioned, looking at stochastic, is currently at 18. There is no defined trend right now, but 18 is considered very oversold. So I do feel that there's going to be a continuation of a lot of volatility, but if enough, and if there's a good catalyst that does come out, then you're going to have a rush of value investors that does come in. So let me know you guys' thoughts on SoFi in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And with that said, I appreciate you guys watching.